So I'll start with the positives on Clark Lea, but it's a lot broader than that. The landscape of college football has changed so much. Clark Lea is an extremely intelligent man. That's number one. Extremely smart. He brought in Barton Simmons as the general manager, one of his good friends, alongside him, and the success wasn't instantaneous for Clark Lea. I mean, his first 3 years were 2-10, 5-7, 2-10. And then he kind of went back to the drawing board, brought in Tim Beck, brought in Jerry Kill from over at New Mexico State, and kind of said, all right, we need to rethink how we're doing things. And Clark Lea brings, I often make the joke or honest statement that a majority of these high level, even college football head coaches that are making millions of dollars, if they were not kind of, I don't want to say luckily, because a lot of hard work and things go into it. So I'm not dismissing that. But if they were not, they'd be middle school gym coaches. And that's oftentimes like these are not guys that would otherwise be CEOs of companies. That's why guys like Nick Saban are so massively successful because he is one of the extremely intelligent cases. You see it across the country with clock management, and you think, an 11-year-old on Madden could manage the game better than these guys are. They just struggle with real-time decision making and breaking down the analytics. So number one, Clark Lea's extremely intelligent. They've approached it kind of from a different perspective. A lot of graduate transfers. They've specifically targeted trying to find those diamonds in the rough. Like, for example, their wide receiver number two, Trey Richardson, D2 Washburn transfer. Now, where Clark Lea has benefited is they have a new chancellor in Daniel Diermeyer that's a lot more sports forward looking than Nick Zeppos and other chancellors of the past that have almost had a negative view of Vanderbilt sports and college sports. Like, why are we wasting our time on this? First, Diermeyer views it as the front porch of Vanderbilt University. So there's that, and then you can branch off further and just say the NIL and transfer portal has just given Vanderbilt the opportunity to pay players just like everybody else. There's the quote that I believe was a source of Brett McMurphy that said the only pure thing left in college athletics is Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt sucks. Well, now everybody can pay players, and Vanderbilt just wasn't doing that before. So that's part of it. The playing field is evened a lot more for Vanderbilt, evened out. Before you were basically some schools were paying players. Anybody that denies that is just dumb. But I mean, I think hopefully we can all agree on that guys were getting paid under the table.
Right.
But in reality,
Some in
what you were-
cheeseburger
Or in
bags.
McDonald's bags. Thank you.
or in
Yeah.
McDonald's bags,
Good
yeah.
joke.
But the other side is you were competing with, take the paying under the table out of the picture, as I've already mentioned. I mean, you're competing with fan base size, you're competing with historic program success recruiting these guys in. Now it's like Vanderbilt can pay these guys and say, we'll pay you, $800,000 versus this school is going to pay $600,000. For Vanderbilt becomes a lot more appealing in that aspect. And with revenue sharing now being in the SEC, basically the SEC and Big Ten are going to be the only schools that can really compete in the quote unquote salary cap era of college athletics that's coming up. So it's a broad scale of things that have led to Vanderbilt being able to be more competitive. And also it helps when you strike gold with Diego Pavia as well as your quarterback transferring from New Mexico State. That always helps a coach look a lot better.